Regional and international members of the Bahamas Diplomatic Corps convening this morning at the Grand Ilocos Resort for the official opening of an event which highlights Diplomatic Week on Grand Bahama. Our Joan Davis Roll has tonight's top story.
On Grand Bahama this week, not only because it's the site of a major diplomatic conference, but it's also the site of a challenge being issued by the nation's chief executive. The official opening ceremony for the Foreign Ministry of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas Diplomatic Week was not only punctuated with the finest in Bahamian culture on full display by Grand Bahama's youth, but also an auspicious occasion which beamed with Bahamian pride. The event, being hosted for the third time on Grand Bahama, is said to be indicative of a Davis-led administration's goal to shift the world's focus and actions to sustainable practices that will secure the future of all countries.
In the struggle for climate justice, the Bahamas stands as a voice for the vulnerable, a champion of those who, like us, seek only to secure the lives and futures of our people. We fight for a world where those responsible for this crisis answer for the loss and damages felt by those who contributed least to its cause. Thus, we turn to the law, seeking justice from the very court that stand as guardian of humanity's conscience. The International Court of Justice is now poised to deliver an advisory opinion on climate change.
It is a message the nation's chief executive has taken far and near. Grand Bahama, he says, having experienced the wrath of a deadly storm, knows firsthand the adverse impact of climate change that often leads to natural and human degradation.
For too long, our islands and countless others have borne the burden of loss and damage inflicted by climate change. Land eroded, homes destroyed, livelihoods swept away in storms more violent, more frequent than any of our ancestors could have imagined. The loss is not only material, but spiritual, a threat to our culture, our heritage, and our identity as a people of the sea.
The Prime Minister declared that the time is now to move from talk to action.
As ambassadors, you are called not only to advocate, but to educate, to speak plainly of the impacts we face, and to rally the world around action. Our diplomats stand not merely as representatives of the Bahamas, but as advocates of all who stand to lose everything from inaction. To our diplomatic corps, I say this: your work is not only to bridge our borders, but to defend the dignity and future of our nation.
The Prime Minister stated that it's not only crucial for members of the Diplomatic Corps to be heard concerning global matters, but that the Bahamas be given a seat at the global table. At the Grand Ilocos Resort at the opening of Diplomatic Week, I'm Joan Davis Roll.